Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to your deliverer of false hope and fake optimism, brought to you by an artificial smile, Remso W. Martinez. Welcome to Remso Republic Live. We're doing day 2 because apparently we got more than one person that actually tuned in yesterday, so we know that you guys actually like this stuff, which is awesome. We spent a lot of time and effort trying to bring you the best liberty-minded content out there, and I'm really happy with where we're going. Speaking of which, recently we had a pretty giant task ahead of us. Leaving Lynchburg because I had to graduate because I couldn't be in college forever like some of my peers. Love them to death, but I don't know where money comes from in their world. Just never-ending debt. It's insane. We wanted to raise about around $500 for the studio enhancements that we wanted to bring together. And you guys helped us out during CPAC, and we were about, what is it, Ryan, like $70 short of where we want to be right now, but that's so perfect because we've reached about $430. You guys helped us purchase a boom arm, an extra microphone, because I'm always breaking microphones. The last one just died. I didn't break that one. I swear to God. But it's really showing us that we're delivering the content you want in a way which is fun, in a way which is informative, and ultimately it's making freedom fun again, which if you're not doing that, you're not doing anything. Speaking of which, in a world of pessimism and fake news and everything else, we're dealing with something that is just, I think this is nothing new. This is nothing new. People making giant problems out of nothing. And by now, it's a few days after it has happened, but, you know, we're attacking one of the sweetest people in, you know, the American entertainment world right now. Yes, I'm talking about Miss USA. I don't get it. She's a conservative. She's a doctor. She's black. She's from DC. People are making problems with everything. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. But today, you're not just going to hear from me. You know her from the RemsoRepublic.com and the Tax Revolution Institute. You've seen me share her stuff around for almost a year now. If you're Chris Spangle, you think she's the Wicked Witch of the West. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Chloe Anagnos. Chloe, what's going on?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome as always. So should we be hating Miss USA for making that healthcare comment? Obviously, we shouldn't, because we believe that the healthcare debacle right now is a mess. But there are some people that are like, oh, she's getting too political. She's getting all this other stuff. But that never mattered when she was saying, we need to put more money in education to help kids in Detroit find America on the map or something. So I think there's much ado about nothing.
Right. So for just a little bit of background, so we had the Miss USA pageant this past weekend. And when Miss DC ended up making it into the top 10, making it in the top 5, getting down to the final 3, she was asked some pretty politically heavy questions, as were all of the contestants, but she had very conservative answers. And what frustrates me as someone that has competed in many, many pageants in the last 10 years, we as contestants are always taught that it is not the content of our answers that's going to be judged. It's how we articulate those answers. And if you alienate your judging panel and completely attack someone who may be liberal, who may be conservative, I mean, if you really go one extreme or the other, you're probably not going to do very well. But if you really try to, you know, keep it straight and keep it narrow and kind of be a centrist, you'll be fine. Miss USA didn't do that, the girl that ended up winning, Miss DC. But at the same time, I really don't think we should judge her for how she answered her questions with the content. I mean, she delivered them very well. She was very well spoken and very poised, and obviously deserved to win Miss USA. And what's very frustrating to me, Remso, is that people on the internet are saying, oh, well, you know, she needs to step down. She shouldn't be Miss USA, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, seriously? You seriously want her to give up her crown because she answered a question that you didn't like her answer? That's just silly to me.
This whole thing, she didn't even say anything outrageously provocative. All she said was, I think people should have a job. And I'm paraphrasing that, but it was basically like, you want healthcare? Get a job.
Yeah,
If your employer provides it, you'll be good. If you need to pay for it yourself, you'll be good.
Right.
Why is the idea that you should work? Like, I'm starting to think that that's the biggest problem right now. They're upset that she implied that people. No, she didn't even imply. She explicitly said, "Get a job."
Yep, absolutely. That, and then the last question that they were asked, it was something to the effect of, "Do you consider yourself a feminist? Why or why not?" And she basically said no. She said, I believe in equality. I'm not someone that is going to say, oh, well, I hate men. But I think that men and women are very equal. Now, I will say the definition, the true definition of feminism is someone that believes in the equality of both men and women. However, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like modern day feminism is very much, no, we're the he, woman, man hating group and we want X, Y, and Z and give us free birth control and give us this. And I understood what she was trying to say, that she wasn't an extreme feminist that's marching in parades and in rallies and is, going topless all over the place. But again, people didn't like what she had to say.
So I think that leads us to our next point. Do we actually need feminism anymore?
I mean, I think it kind of depends on what definition of feminism you're talking about.
Let's go with just, general civil rights. Women can have a line of credit in their name. Women can own property. Women can start businesses. Women can vote. I just don't see an area of any portion of American life where women are being discriminated against. I mean, women can join the Boy Scouts now.
Right.
I mean, it's in the name, Boy Scouts, but apparently women can join that now. If anything, I feel discriminated against because, a 13-year-old boy can't go join the Girl Scouts. So if anything, I feel like men are being discriminated against. I know that's a wild throwout moment, but I mean, it's just, I think it's done. I think, feminism, the feminism of the suffragettes and everything else, I think they've accomplished what they wanted. I mean, say what you want. You had Geraldine Ferrero. You had who was the libertarian vice presidential candidate? Tony Nathan, who was the first woman in U.S. history to win an electoral vote. Sarah Palin, Carly Fiorina, Michelle Bachmann. To her credit, Hillary Clinton. I mean, in a world where women could be on a presidential ticket, I don't see it.
I think it has to do, obviously, case-by-case basis. There is sexism that unfortunately still exists in the workplace.
But that goes both ways.
And absolutely. I mean, it absolutely goes both ways. I think that I don't want to sound too much of like a I don't know. I don't describe myself as a feminist. I believe in empowering young women to pursue whatever they want to pursue, but I also believe in empowering young men as well. And I feel that we're all equal, and maybe this has inspired me. I think I'm going to write a blog post because I feel like I'm much better at writing what I want to say than I am actually speaking it. But I don't know. I feel like the wave of feminism that we had in the 60s and the 70s was very important. But the way that feminists are starting to twist it in the 2010s is a little frustrating to me, which I will explain more in a blog post.
Perfect. So kind of switching gears here, I want to talk about empowerment. I've seen a lot of – sorry, folks, I'm still really sick from yesterday. Sorry about that. I liked it when the whole camera would just go on Chloe because I was just like, oh my God, I'm dying.
Yeah, it's that pollen, man. You got to watch out.
It's murdering me. You know what? I'm going to take a technical foul for a second.
No, you're totally fine. Allergies first.
It's evil. So kind of switching gears for a second, I want to talk about empowerment. I've been having some arguments with some friends of mine recently, and I'm seeing this pop around TV. I think millennial bashing and current events and politics are just the usual go-to for the media and commentators and pundits. But I've had this question on top of my mind, especially as I'm getting ready for The Walking Dead to come back, because I want to see who finally kills Negan. But here's the question. Ron, you want to bring it up? Would millennials survive a zombie apocalypse?
No.
Why? Because I think they actually would. I think through movies, through National Geographic, through all the crazy pop culture stuff, and the fact that I actually know some people that are like, oh, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'll be okay because I've got enough bottled water, beans, and bullets. I think we've been conditioned for this.
Right. I think like long term, we've been conditioned for it, but I don't think millennials as a whole have the practical skills to put into place. Like we know, okay, make sure we have bottled water and beans and rice and all of that good stuff, but could we start a fire with sticks if we don't have matches or anything like that? You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think most millennials have those life skills. And when I look at a lot of different articles that say, oh, millennials don't know how to cook simple things like mac and cheese, they don't know how to hard boil an egg, it's kind of frustrating to me. Those are links I need to share with you. They're pretty interesting.
Yeah, I really, when it comes to polls, and I'm playing devil's advocate right now. You tell me this a year ago, and I'd probably believe you, but I just don't believe a lot of the polling data we're seeing, especially when it comes to painting wide, generic pictures of an entire generation, because it seems like when you look at millennials specifically, and I saw this on Task and Purpose. They were talking about millennials in the military. They're like, they're the most tech-savvy generation, but the least communal. They're the most effective when it comes to critical thinking, when it comes to problem solving, but they're not good with group projects. Which, when you look at that specifically, if I want to survive on my own versus, teaming up with a bunch of other people like, what is it, Night of the Living Dead or something, I think that shows that they're really pushing for more individual responsibility when it comes to that. And you look at the number of millennials that are actually gun owners. That statistic has gone so high since Obama I think it was during the middle of his second term, where the number of registered millennial gun owners actually increased. I mean, they're getting time at the range. Millennials, they like to show their big guns and everything else. Right. I think they'd actually survive a little bit.
I don't know. I think of the people that I graduated from high school and college with, and that's who I think of as like the typical general millennial that.
For the record, the people that I graduated from high school with, dead overnight. But I'm not counting them in this because they'd already be dead at that point.
Okay. So, maybe people like us would be able to survive. I don't know about us as a collective group, but I do believe in that whole, hey, I think the individual, because think about, you just graduated from college. Group projects were literally the worst, and I could not do them because I didn't want to work with other people.
Yeah. Oh gosh, group projects. I used to go up to my professor and be like, this is not happening. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'll take the grade, or you give me an alternative assignment, but I'm not working that way. Out of curiosity, in case something were to happen, do you have a zombie preparedness plan?
Yeah, but I'm not going to share it with you.
Not even a little bit? Like, okay, I'm just going to ask some generic questions.
Okay.
Do you know where you go?
Yes.
Would you take people with you?
A select few, probably, yeah.
Okay. If you saw somebody running away from zombies, would you try and save them?
Yeah, I think I would, but
that should be a Miss USA question.
That's
the actual stuff that I want to know about from Miss USA.
Like, what's your zombie plan? Where are you going? How much ammo are you taking? That kind of stuff.
I think that caused a lot more controversy than the get a job if you want healthcare question.
Right. I will tell you my plan is to go to Wyoming.
Why Wyoming?
The least populated, least densely populated state in the country.
Wouldn't the idea be to go where people wouldn't think of going? Because, if you know that, $10 says a lot more people have been thinking of the same thing, and they're going to go there too. So I'd want to go somewhere that's like a densely populated area. I do it that one movie day. I go to a mall because everyone would be like, oh, everyone's going to the mall, therefore no one goes to the mall.
That is the dumbest plan I've ever heard of. I'm sorry. I think maybe it would work, but I don't know. in Zombieland and in The Walking Dead, like those are the worst places to be because there's so many like zombies walking around. You'd want to go to like Wyoming or Montana or something, or better yet, go to like New Mexico or the West, get on a plateau. That way you can see 360 all around you and shoot the zombies that are coming up. I will say I would take you.
Aw.
If
Oh, thank you. No, you're telling me that because you'd leave me. So that's one less person you have to compete against for food.
Exactly.
I see what you're doing. I see it. I see right past it. Do not fool this one. No, not happening.
I'm getting a Costco membership soon. And my, real adult life over here. And the plan is to start stockpiling like dry goods and all that stuff, just in case.
If Costco sold guns, they'd be the best place on the planet.
They don't?
No, they don't.
When I lived in Texas, I feel like I saw something.
I mean, it's Texas, so they probably had an exception to the rules.
Yeah, I feel like in certain states, maybe Costco does have guns, but I know Walmart does. So
in the People's Republic of Virginia, we don't.
Oh, you don't?
So maybe we're just missing out.
You're missing out, man.
Chloe, if people want to catch up with your work and everything else, where can they go?
Oh, they can find me probably Facebook or Twitter would be easiest. I'm at Chloe _Anagnos, Anagnos, the only one in the world, apparently. Apparently, even in Greece. I don't know, Remso, if you knew this or not. So I'm very Greek. Anagnos is one of the most uncommon last names in all of the country. In, well, Europe at least. So you can find me there. You can find me on Facebook. Remso, you've shared my stuff around. So if people want to find me there, go for it. I'd say that you can email me, but I usually don't respond to them because let's be real, I don't have time.
Don't give out your email to people. As much as we love our fans and our listeners and everything else, there's some people out there that are just plain insane in the membrane.
I know.
Like, I messed up in the brain. Like
I've gotten some emails that, especially when I write about anything that has to do with taxes, people are always like, well, what about the roads and what about this? And it's like, oh, God.
The roads.
The roads.
The roads.
The roads. And it's like, I would write you my like manifesto about why we don't need government funded roads, but that would not fit all in one email, nor do I have time to do that. So maybe I'll just finally write a book and just point people to it. Be like, hey, read the book. I don't have time to explain these shenanigans to you. So we'll see.
Preach, preach. Anyway, Chloe, thanks so much for calling in this morning and everything else. It was great having you on as always.
Wonderful to talk to y'all, and keep up the good work.
So, folks, if you're a millennial and you think you'd survive a zombie apocalypse, go ahead and let us know in the comments below. I'll try and read them out tomorrow. If you think you die, well, we probably know because you didn't answer. So that's your problem. As always, go ahead and support the show. Help us bring more content and enhance the experience for you as we try and go on our great challenge of making freedom fun again. Go ahead and support us on Patreon. Now, what we're doing for Patreon is for at least $5 a month, we're going to send you exclusive bonus episodes. We'll be doing a Google or Skype hangout for about an hour once a month where you can hang out with producer Ryan and I and a mystery guest. You're going to get discounts from our exclusive sponsors. Producer Ryan shaking his head. I guess he doesn't want to talk to people. That's his choice. Maybe he'll come on. Maybe he'll be the mystery guest one day. We don't know. But you get exclusive discounts from our sponsors. You're going to get sneak peeks for our projects and everything else. If you love the Liberty Force comic, which we're sponsoring with the Johnny Rocket Launchpad, we'll try and get you some information on that. But it's our way of thanking you for helping us expand what we're doing at the Remso Republic. And if you want to just donate, hey, that really goes a long way. More than 70% of what we were able to make in terms of just funneling it towards the show between season 1 and 2 is from donations alone. Our sponsors are amazing, but it's donors like you that actually really help us go full steam ahead. And our Patreon account, I mean, it's easy for us to do this stuff because we have it all. And, if the market indicates all things, we want to see that there's actually a demand for this. So go ahead and check out our Patreon accounts, www.patreon.com/Remso Republic. Tune in tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like the page, check out the website. Follow me on Twitter at Remso101, and I'll talk to you later, folks. Take care.